Hello and welcome to TOYSREVIL's Toy Talk. Hello everyone, it's 12 noon exactly. Today is a bit delayed. I was hoping to start maybe earlier, in about 5 minutes earlier, but yes. Regardless, now we're coming in. We're starting about now, and let me ramble on a bit and see who else comes on to see. Today's setup, we are looking at QiQi. ZiQi's QiQi. Okay, it's a bit of a tongue twister. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. Nah, not really. I didn't really want to look down at the figure, so I'm trying to see on a straight level. Okay, as you can see from here, the figure is standing by itself, which is cool. It is not always the case that it can, but once it can stand by itself, it can it can but it's not all the time. Like right now, maybe certain angles it's a bit tricky. It can like this, but not all angles. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of history of this figure, and to do that I might have to put the figure slipping down maybe easier. To do that, I'll have to brighten the screen at the back to do some reference. This is my first post for the figure. This was back in 2011. 2011, where is a new toy by Creo Design and ZiQi. ZiQi is the creator of QiQi, and you might be familiar with another of his creations. Yes, Little Dino. Before Little Dino, there was QiQi. Yeah, can you see? Okay, so to give you a understanding of what the figures are, hi Novel, hi Edward. The creator of QiQi is ZiQi who did Little Dino. Okay, now hope that is clear. I'll put these dudes aside so you can see the pictures. Yeah, like to a foreground. Yeah. So I'll brighten up the back, a little bit of run through. Okay, who is QiQi? QiQi is a cute and adventurous little red monster. He loves to explore and try out new things. He especially loves doing these things with his friends. You will never get bored when you're with QiQi. That's the story of QiQi in the beginning. I mean, I love where toys have stories. And let's see a little bit history of QiQi. It started off, we saw it before. Let me show you this. Can you see? Yeah. This is the first incarnation of QiQi. It's QiQi's drawing. This character. Can you see? This character, this character, where he likes to draw. The early incarnations of QiQi's drawings, all his characters like to repeat their words 3 times. So draw. I've never asked him if this was a design of himself, actually. But regardless, that's a bit too much information at this point. But this is the first incarnation of QiQi as a drawing. Subsequently, I first met ZiQi in person at his MonsterLittle booth in the Artist Alley at STGCC 2011. Singapore Toy Games and Comic Con 11. We can see from these images. Okay, I have bigger images to show. This was his booth setup. And if you are familiar with ZiQi's work and his booth appearances, you know this is a very rare sight where his table is not filled with colorful yummy stuff. You see here the yummy stuff and whatnot. This is back then when he first started out. It wasn't that much filled with yummy stuff. So these are the basic postcards he had with the ZiQi character. Postcard that he have, and the incarnation of ZiQi that we saw in 2011 were hand-painted customs on I think a money base, hand-painted customs and prototypes. He had a prototype in his hand. In his hand. Let me see another picture. This is Arno Stuck. Known as Arno Stuck lah. Arno Mokar. Call him Arno Stuck. That was his nick. Arno Mokar of Indonesia sculpted this. If my post is not wrong lah, do tell me if I'm wrong. If not, check out Arno, man. So MonsterLittle, let's have a look at MonsterLittle. MonsterLittle is ZiQi's online persona, or rather brand, I would say persona. Have a quick look at his, yeah, that's his website, MonsterLittle.com. And you see all his stuff through the years, even from the beginning of postcards here to the current website filled with characters. And as you can see from his produced toys, MonsterLittle, not MonsterLittle, sorry, Little Dino and QiQi. Yeah, hope you all understand this. Let me put a banner. Yeah, TOYTAK, more drama. I can see a bit of branding. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to do a little bit of branding. Maybe my image has to go a little bit bigger to fill up the space. But anyway, I put the Dino at the back so I can support this character, because although it can stand by itself, but it's quite precarious. Yeah. So now that we've gone through a history, long history, let's have a look at the figure itself. So essentially, this is ZiQi's first designed vinyl toy, production vinyl toy. This was released in 2012 with Creo design. Let's have a look at the figure itself first before we go into the different colorways. Big head, small body, cute lah. Very cute. Yeah, the only trick is it cannot stand that easily. That's my bugbear, but doesn't take away from the cuteness of this figure. I mean, personally, I love it that there's a marking lah. Yeah, I need to learn that Facebook Live doesn't have a focus. ZiQi's marking and Creo designs. Put this aside, let's have a look at the different colorways that had been released. Yeah, this picture is a little bit too small. I shall embiggen it later. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let me twist the camera a little bit. There were four. I wouldn't say four, but probably four colorways, if we call that, being released. There was the red that you see here, the red and white, the OG colorway. There was the black and white. This is the black and white colorway of ZiQi, production colorway. And there was a blank. This blank was more a pearlescent finish, not a matte blank. So it's a white pearlescent, semi-glossy sheen or shimmer that probably you would need, not probably, you would definitely need to primer down if you intended to paint on it. And there was a fourth all black colorway. A fourth all black colorway, which is, as you can see from here, ZiQi himself hand painted the, or hand drawn the accents that go with the figure. Yeah. Yeah, this is the red colorway. Do I have, let me see, do I have information on the runs production runs. That's important. I don't immediately have this. Yeah, I don't immediately have this. So if I will leave the final, or rather the runs once I can find it, in the description of this figure, or of this video anyway, moving forward. Yeah, Toy Talk. Okay, put these dudes back into spotlight again. Let me have a read. Hi Gio. Yeah, hi Rachel. If you ever want to part with the black and silver one, yes, I will think of you, but a bit tricky lah. Anyway, I will think of you if ever I do. Okay, Rachel, thank you for watching. It's a bit tricky because I'm a sentimental guy, and to me, back in the day when ZiQi first produced Swiss figures, or they were first released, I was pretty excited. Always excited for first figures. I mean, literally, it was one of his dreams come true, and it probably did not get the attention that it deserved as much back then, as much as Little Dino did. Of course, Little Dino, produced by Unbox, blew up in the scene, and people are more familiar with his Little Dino as opposed to his QiQi figure, which you can see here. Which I admittedly, not to shade, if it could stand as clearly, then I think it would be quite fun and maybe applicable. No, I would say applicable. Then people will catch on a little bit more, I feel. But there's nothing that a good blue tag at the bottom of the feet cannot make him stand. Initially, when this figure came out, this has my own commentary. When the figure just came out, I was pretty fun. I was really excited about it because on a 3-inch scale, this is on a 3-inch height. I'm the sort of person that literally enjoys the playability and sizes of stuff, because it is not just a figure that you can put on a display and that's it, but it fits other figures, other toys. So, you know, if you want to say, oh, maybe he has friends of the same size, then okay lah, then it's fun to have that context of friends, especially when it comes to toys. So I'm looking around the room for toys as friends. Anyway, I didn't prepare all these beforehand, I'm sorry. So it's similar size friends, you know, something like that. Then to me, it's fun. It's not just friends, it's also accessories, and I always like the context of diorama. So for a figure this size, a possibility of it having a diorama background is maybe a bit higher. The diorama could be something literally just printed out on 2D and used as a background. Like for example, yeah, I'm looking at ZiQi's own MonsterLittle backgrounds. I don't know if we can see it here. You know, backgrounds like, yeah, not really that clear lah. And backgrounds so that the character has a space that he or she can live in. But that's what I think anyway. Regardless, coming back to the figure, before I wrap up, I'm hitting the 15-minute mark. Before I wrap up, I totally forgot to show you its articulation. Totally forgot, sorry man. Articulated in the neck, which in this context is utterly fun because of the proportions and shapes. It's cuter lah. Hello. Articulated at the neck. 316. Yeah, scary. But it's fun because there is a sort of, if you see from the design and the sculpt, here you will see there's obvious belly in front and the back. But if you squint your eye, it's barely, I won't say barely seeable, barely recognizable. So you can literally customize and paint something here, or decal or sticker here, and it could feasibly be the front when you put on display. When in fact, the actual display is this white dot, which I've always wanted to ask but never had a chance to ask ZiQi. And if he ever sees this video, maybe we can give us a hint. What does this white patch actually mean? Is it just supposed to be a design aesthetic, or is it supposed to say something? Anyway, coming back, I just saw your reply, Adam. Let me play with the figure a bit. Not play, show you articulation. Excuse. Articulation at the neck and articulation at the arms, which is actually cute. And thinking as the figure, if this is a 3-inch, this is 1.5 inch, that they will go through to do the articulation here. Pretty awesome lah. Paint app is simple but very clean, very clean and crisp. You see from the marking of the logo below is crisp already lah. Yeah, let me have a read at the results. Hey Adam, hi Jessica. Let me read what you mentioned. Precarious figures are a little scary. I'm always worried that they'll fall over and take everything onto the floor at the same time. I agree, man. I agree. In the context, this is a personal preference. In the context of vinyl and resin, people have asked me before, and I've answered, but I don't think it might not necessarily be what everybody thinks about. Is what do I prefer, vinyl or resin? In reality, resin will allow you the what's the word for it? Detail. I'm looking around the room because give me a moment. I'm looking around the room because the level of detail achieved in resin is pretty unparalleled for a figure of that size. Let me take out, for example, no offense to ZiQi, huh? This is Daniel Yu's Space Deity resin piece. Look at the level of detail. This figure sculpted by Daniel himself. With the detail as a resin piece is quite unparalleled. But, here comes the but. If it falls, it's going to crack in multiple pieces. And that's what breaks my heart. So when it comes to a smaller piece, smaller toy, I mean, ideally, I would prefer it. I personally prefer resin, because if this dude can fall, maybe it'll get a paint chip. It will have a scratch, but it won't crack lah. I have a number of resin toys I don't show because I feel extremely bad. Thank goodness a lot of them I take photos of before I keep them. But when I keep them and they get out of my hands, I lose a grip on them, they fall on the floor or whatever, wherever, and they are in pieces. So that's very heartbreaking. So for example, Daniel's figure, I'll be taking really good care of it because I don't want it to break into pieces. And it's not something super glued will work. I think it's just there's different context. Versus vinyl. Again, I'm not touting the virtues of vinyl versus resin, but I personally love it when smaller pieces like this are in, or even bigger pieces lah. Bigger pieces, we're not worried actually. Smaller pieces, when they break or when they fall, I'm all good lah. If it sounds wrong. Sure, not play. Of course, man. Now that you mentioned play, before I end this video, because it has reached the 15-minute mark, I play a little bit. So when I load this onto YouTube, I could have a end screen of video, or I swallow you. I don't imagine that ZiQi will be like, oh, I'm scared, don't eat me. Eat me lah, eat me lah, eat me lah, eat me lah. My excuse for playing toys lah, huh? Even Little Dino has articulation. Cannot fit lah. But they are playing, okay? They are playing. People might scream when they see this, but they are playing. They are playing. They are playing. Okay. Really? I'll end this video right now. Thank everyone for watching. And see you guys real soon next Tuesday. And hope you all had a great weekend ahead. Hey, hi, ZiQi. At the end, at the end, I will ask again if you could leave an answer. I asked previously, ZiQi. Hey, you're welcome. I asked if this figure, the design here, if it actually symbolizes anything. What does it symbolize, like, at the end of the day? Is it just aesthetic? Or is it, I mean, I imagine it to be a word balloon, but it doesn't have that word balloon aesthetic. So interested to know if it means anything. Other than that, I will end this video. And thank you all for watching. Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.